In this video, we're going to talk about exactly how much you actually need to live the so-called good life and some different things you can do along the way. Not that you can do, but you should do. And what I've realized is over the past few years, I've seen my income go from barely scraping by to multiple six figures. And I'm at the point where, life is good, but what I realized is my happiness level doesn't really fluctuate as much anymore. So I figured it would be a good time to kind of just reflect on my journey and kind of what I've done and give you some sprinkles of knowledge. And if you guys are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is John Lee. I'm a real estate investor, real estate agent in Vancouver, British Columbia. And my goal here for this channel is to help business owners and real estate agents scale their businesses, scale their life to multiple six figures using creative online strategies and investing strategies. So let's get right into this video. Many people, when they start off, they have this financial freedom number in which there's a certain dollar amount that they have to make in order to be happy, or a certain amount they have to have saved up to have a great retirement. Now, that's the first myth, is this whole notion about having passive income and the desire and the expectation to have the passive income stay as a steady stream of flow. Even if you own a lot of rental properties, it's not always going to be steady. I mean, evictions are a thing, upgrades are a thing, fixing up your rental property is a thing, and there's many problems that real estate agents face. And I'm sure if you're a real estate agent watching this, you can definitely attest to this. Another passive income stream that people are potentially looking into right now is crypto or NFTs. And even though it is a great passive income stream, there is no guarantee that it's going to be there forever. A lot of NFTs are actually fad projects. Even OpenSea has made a tweet about this, how a lot of their projects are duds because they primarily focus on charging you a transaction fee. So really, they don't really have a refined way of vouching for these projects. And that's also one of the biggest cons of having a decentralized system in place, because everyone can freely participate without gatekeepers, without a lot of filters stopping people from posting projects, right? And who's to say that someone is going to pick up your NFTs, right? We've seen these crazy NFTs go for multiple millions of dollars, but that's because there was a suitor that had the money and had the intent and interest in buying that particular NFT. So just as much as celebrities are buying up Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, for example, there's a bunch of them that are just sitting on the market for days and days and days without any bids or any pursuers. So that's something to consider as well, right? No matter how passive the passive income is, you will have to adapt and you have to manage it and keep tabs on it on a daily basis. And you have to keep making income as well, because you can't just solely rely on that, right? Like, for example, if you buy index funds and you park your money in the S&P or Dow Jones, the index funds just went through a big correction of 20% or so. And what if you needed to pull out some of that money right now? You'd be pulling it out at a 20% loss. So these are the things that you have to think about. Another myth is you have to make a certain dollar amount, and I love this. What you need to focus on is how much margin you want to trade in your life. Basically, this is the difference between what you spend and what you make. So don't just set a number goal, right? Because that number goal is dependent on the quality of life that you want to live, your risk tolerance, your situation with your spouse, your family, your kids, your parents. Depends on where you live in the world and the living costs of that. Depends on what type of house you're living in, what type of car you want to drive, right? So it's really hard to just put a number to what sort of lifestyle you want to live. So you want to focus on, how much you want to make and how much you spend, and the difference between that is how much you want to keep. On the low side, most people say that $5,000 a month would be perfectly adequate for them. Then there's other people that are kind of in the middle tier that people are saying maybe $10,000 to $20,000 would give them a lifestyle that they want. So figure out how much you need, first of all, to achieve the lifestyle you want to live, to achieve financial freedom. And that number is the so-called the passive income amount. The difference of that should be the passive income that remains steady or truly passive. For instance, people that want to leverage rental properties as a way to get to financial freedom, you have to make sure that you have enough saved up to cover your expenses and that you can park away X amount of dollars after taxes, after expenses, after living costs that you can put away passively, where you don't touch that money for years on and years end and just let that compound, whatever that may be, the vehicle of compounding. So you have to make sure that you're not worried about the interest rate that you're in. You're not worried if the industry is going anywhere or not. Like, even if you own a lot of rental properties, it's not going to be as steady as it seems, because you have vacancies, you have evictions, you have repairs, you have to fix up the home. And on top of that, you have, even if you have a property manager, you're still going to have a lot of problems and involvements as a homeowner and decisions that you have to make sure things are getting done. You have to be on top of the ball. And you got to make sure that your tenants are taken care of, and you're properly communicating with the tenants to make sure that the money is continuing to come in, so you can pay for the subsidize the mortgage if you have a mortgage on the property. And it's very easy to have a rental portfolio go to crap because no one's really properly managing it, no one's really taking care of it the right way. So that's a problem in itself. Now, even though real estate can be a great passive income stream, it's only reliant and as good as the people that run it, right? So inherently, there's no true passive income source because you're going to have to manage it of some sorts, or you're going to have to put in time and effort to take care of that asset. Now, on the contrary, if you're investing in stocks, you're betting that the company is going to continue to grow and reinvest its profit to do more research or to come up with revolutionary products in the industry and the space that they're in. Therefore, your investments are going to go up, and that's what you're expecting. And if you're an employee of a company, you kind of expect the same, to kind of work up the ranks and acquire more benefits. Eventually, maybe you hope to become partner or hold one of the managing positions of the company as you go along. You just want to make sure that the businesses keep pushing forward and that your careers are continuing to advance as well. But the fact is, there's always going to be change of business, right? And you want to make sure that you want to align yourself with a company that is willing to shift and adapt to change instead of being stuck in their own old traditional ways of doing things, or being stuck in what they feel is comfortable, not necessarily what's good for the company and the future direction of the company is taking. So what I want to essentially say here is, no matter how much passive income you're making, no matter how much passive income you have set aside as a nest egg, you're always going to have to manage that. You're always going to have to spend time, money. You're always going to have to be on tabs with that and adapt to the situation and manage it to maintain that passive income goal. Now, personally, what I like to do is I like to adapt the 50% ratio, right? So how much money that I make versus how much money I spend, I want to make sure I have 50% left over just purely for investment purposes that I can stake away to create more passive income. Because with this passive income stream, then I can remove myself from my 9 to 5. Then I can remove myself from having to work in a set location. I can work remotely. I can travel the world while I work and still have income coming in. So if you live on $5,000 a month and you make about $10,000, then you have a 50% ratio. If you want to spend $10,000, then you have to figure out how to make $20,000, and that way you're able to maintain the 50% ratio, so you're not stressed out. If you want to go get the nice car, the nice house, eat at a nice restaurant, go visit beautiful, beautiful resorts across the world and travel, I have a pretty good feeling that $20,000 a month will get you there, which is about $240,000 a month. So my advice is to find a way on how you can make $40,000 a month, which is $480,000 a year, so you can maintain a 50% margin where you have $20,000 a month to live on and spend lavishly and enjoy your life, but you also have $20,000 that you can park away every single month for your other investments. And that way, you're not living paycheck to paycheck, and you can truly experience the financial freedom and the lifestyle that you want to live. On the contrary, if you're content with making $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, then you have to figure out how to be more frugal, how you can be content and adjust your expectations so you can do more with less, right? That way you can still keep your job or make the same income and park away 50% of it. If you find a way to live a little bit less comfortable, maybe sacrifice in the short term for a long-term potential gain. So it's really important that you pause this video right now and you kind of list out, what sort of lifestyle you want to live. What's your dream lifestyle? What does that look like on a daily basis? What are my monthly expenses for that lifestyle? Where am I at today, right now, with my current lifestyle? And how far of a gap do I need to get to that lifestyle? And on top of that, how much further do I have to push to double that so I can make sure I live comfortably and I save enough to create more passive income streams so I can be financially free? So these are the things that you want to think about, because quite honestly, again, depends on your personality. It depends on where you live in the world, your living expense costs, if you have a family or not, your goals, your life goals, right? So just figure out what works for you, what income works for you, and based off that income, double that so you can save half of that. If you want to go get the nice car, you can. If you want to go get the nice house, you can. If you want to eat at that fancy restaurant, you can. And personally, for me, $20,000 is the magic number that works for me, right? And my advice is to go find out what that monthly living expense is for you and double that. So for me, I have figured out a way to make $40,000 if I want to live my ideal lifestyle with $20,000 of expenses, so you can maintain that 50% margin. Anyways, I hope you guys found this valuable. And personally, I was able to go from barely getting by to making over multiple six figures using this exact strategy. So my goal is always to get to the end goal, break it down so into digestible bite-sized pieces, and then kind of work my way backwards to see how I can get there, right? And that's what I've been doing for the past few years. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys supporting and watching this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell, because I drop a lot of great content to help business owners, real estate agents, scale their businesses, scale their investments, and just overall be more wealthy, be more happy, and live a fulfilling life. So if that sounds like a good plan, see you guys in the next video.